Howdy, and welcome to a different type of video. I've played for about 60 hours on Steam, and I want to give some basic tips that some new players might be missing out on. And some stuff that I wish I kind of focused on early on, and I think would have helped the game better. We're going to start off by your hideout. So, what you should know about your hideout is you have a few options of things to upgrade. You can upgrade the level of your hideout if you have enough of the tiered stuff upgraded. What I mean by that is you have a bunch of generators here that do K marks, the cap, and the number generated. Same with the Arium. I probably said that wrong. Don't really care. That does the number generated and the cap. And then you have your supply crate. What you should know about the Arium is that's the premium currency. I assume when the battle pass comes out, you'll be able to buy it with the Arium. So one of my main suggestions and something I wish I focused on is trying to upgrade this ASAP so you're farming the free currency to be able to buy any battle pass or cool skins. Now, mind you, the upgrades that you get are pretty tiny, but I imagine if you get enough of them, it's going to add up over time. I think the base rate's 0.5, and I'm at 0.67. So I'm already up 0.17 more than before. Something you can also upgrade is the cap. By upgrading the cap, that allows you to collect this resource while you're not online. So if you can't log in every day, that's fine. It's going to cap out at some number, and you'll be able to log in whenever you can. Another thing you should also try to do is the supply crate. This can give you some pretty decent gear. This one's a little harder to upgrade in my opinion. I don't really suggest rushing it. Most of this gear on here is not that high. Like, yes, it's kind of pricey, but most of the time you can get this gear in-game by searching chests in high-level areas and just killing other players in general. If you're not good at killing other players though, don't worry about it. You can also get it from the vendors by buying it with K-marks. Yet again, you can get the K-mark generator upgraded to get you some free passive money. But either way, you should try to focus on upgrading your hideout. Now, some of these upgrades might require materials that you don't know where to get. There's a very interesting feature as well that most people have not figured out yet. Next to the rare, you see how there's the two tags, electronic and science? That's the areas they will spawn in. They will spawn in areas with lots of electronics and scientific areas, i.e. the waterfall lab and some other places on the first map and all over the second map too. These tags give you an idea of where to look for this. So if you're in a construction zone, then it's probably can spawn this there. Same with these. This is a housing and farming. If you spawn on the second map, the top left corner of the map's all a farming area. These can spawn in all the houses there, which also just spawns in houses in general. So if you find a house spawn for some loot, it has a chance to drop a shard slicer. This, I did not find any on the first map. I had to play the second map. Bright Sands, I never found any shard slicers. I had to go to Crescent Falls, and I found plenty of them there in the housing. Which also brings me another thing, is some of these items only spawn in select locations. Like this says housing farming as well. I've seen sample containers spawn in the science lab, but I've never seen a shard slicer spawn in the science lab, both on Bright Sands. Another thing you should be aware of is your pockets. Your pockets have no limit like your stash does. This can only hold 175 items, and as you can see, I'm a hoarder, so my inventory is completely full of gear and items that I've collected. This, on the other hand, can hold any items. It's a weight limit that's capped it. So I keep my currency stacked in here along with my valuable key cards. I do keep some key cards on me along with some generic materials just so I can have them in case I need them. But most of the time, you should try to keep as many items in your pockets as you can to save stash space if you're a hoarder like me. Also, another thing, these nutritional bars, it says they're found in farming. That's not only true, they can also be found in yellow lockers. There are yellow lockers scattered around the map that you can open. These nutritional bars can be found in there. Same with old medicine, same with insulation, which you don't need much of, and same with textiles. And something you should keep aware of is the weight value and the value of items is very different. Some white items are better than purple items that you'll find all over. Like these shock absorbers, I have a bunch of them, and they're used for some high tier construction, but they spawn pretty commonly on Bright Sands in the construction zone. I forget what it's called, but you don't really need that many of these, and I think that it's actually more efficient to grab toxic glands. These toxic glands sell for 9 rep and 900 K marks in comparison to the 6-pound exotic or epic shock absorber. This weighs 4 less pounds and is worth more and gets you more rep per. So you kind of need to be aware of the value of items, how much they actually sell by. I could post a chart down below, and I'm also going to post one for guns, but that brings me to my next point. Let's talk guns. The first gun you should try to unlock is the Manticore. It's got a very low unlock level, and it slaps. The weapon will still hit blue armored, purple armored people for almost 10 damage. I'm going to post another resource down below. Let me pull it up though. This website is the Cycle Frontier Wiki, and it shows you the damage of guns and the theoretical damage it'll do based on the armor you're wearing. So if I put on the Manticore to show you, if I'm not wearing any helmet, it'll headshot me for 28 damage max, 26 min. If I put on a rare shield, it'll still headshot me for 20 damage. It'll body shot me for 11, which I think is interesting because that's a blue shield versus if I wear a green shield, which is 13, versus if I wear a white shield, which is 15 almost. That number does not matter. You have 100 HP in this game. 7 bullets will kill someone if they're wearing white armor. 8 bullets will kill someone if they're wearing green armor. 9 bullets will kill someone if they're wearing blue armor. That's 1 more bullet. For a gun that has a pretty decent rate of fire and is highly accurate, that's crazy. The amount of recoil on this is mainly minimal, and the amount of damage you get from it for its magazine size is a lot. Time to kill also matters in this game, which is also a neat feature. It'll show you here. And there's a cool thing about this website too, because it'll compare 2 guns to each other. So I can compare a Manticore versus a Manticore, and we're both wearing rare, then the time to kill is about a second. Also, a very budget thing you should know about this. The trench gun right now is probably one of the better guns in the game. If you're wearing an exotic shield and you hit the pellets to the chest, that's 55 damage. This gun will 2-tap any armor, and if you're not wearing armor, it'll almost 1-tap you. And that's with a body shot, not a headshot. The amount of damage that this gun does is crazy. Basically 2 pumps to kill anyone, no matter what. So if you and your friends are running this, you can take out anyone in any armor if you get the jump on them close enough gunfight. Currently, the armor is very weak with how much armor it actually provides versus the penetration that these guns have. But you can compare the penetration and the price point. For a gun that's 1200 that's able to 2-tap anyone, that's pretty good. And if you compare the Manticore to some other ARs, like the Advocate, look at the price difference. That's 7600 versus 9000. The time to kill is not that much more different, especially if you're on a player. 10 shots to kill if they're wearing exotic. 9 shots to kill if you're both wearing rare. In the price comparison between the 7600 versus the 9000, you can pretty much trade. Yes, the Advocate does have a faster RPM, so it will shoot a little bit faster. But at the same time, so like I was saying earlier, if you compare the Manticore to the Advocate, the price difference for 76,000 and 9,000, they pretty much both have the same shots to kill. A rare armor is only 9 bullets to kill. A common, it's where even the Manticore will apparently kill at 10. Or 7. I didn't even know that. That's unique. For the price difference though, you should definitely be taking a Manticore into these higher level areas because some players will be running this to help them fight AI and you could run this to kill them and take their gun. It's a very cheap gun for a lot of firepower. The only difference is it does shoot faster, so they might get 1 more bullet in you before you can hit them. That's the only downside to it. But right now, as the way this game sits, you should probably be bringing a trench gun and a Manticore on with you every run. Manticore to outrange people, trench gun to shoot people close quarters, since it'll hit for like a truck on anyone if you get the pellets in. Another gun you could consider bringing as well is the C9 or C32 Bolt. The Bolt Sniper will almost always hit players for about the same as the shotgun. The Bolt Sniper will also hit players pretty hard, especially if you get a headshot. If you get a headshot on a guy wearing rare armor, it'll hit for 70. If you get a headshot on a guy wearing purple armor, it'll hit for 65. You hit the exotic, the legendary, it's for 62. The C32 is one of the better guns in this game, considering it's got unlimited range and a lot of damage for headshots. That gives you enough time to shoot someone and then push them with a trench gun. So if you bring a trench gun and a C32 in, then you're pretty much set. You've got close quarters and you've got absolute range covered. You combine those things, you should be able to get a few player kills in there. But like I was showing you earlier, the time to kill with the different weapons and your different armor is not that important. It's 1 bullet difference for the most part, and that'll be on the who gets the first shot in almost every single time. Now, rarely will you have a mutual fight. More than likely, you'll be able to hear a player before they hear you. So, I'll be honest, if you're down bad, buy white armor, buy white backpack, buy a white helmet, just so you can survive a sniper shot. It will hit you for like 99, but it will not kill you if you're wearing a white helmet. Unless they have a penetration mod, it might do it. But bring white gear in. It is cheap. The shotgun is 1200. The sniper can be pricey, so I don't suggest buying these every single time. For this price, I prefer a Manticore, since it's only like 3,000 more basically, because this is 6,800 versus the 9,000 Manticore. But a $1,200 shotgun that can 2-tap anyone, that's worth taking. That's very good bang for its buck. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. If you like what you saw or have any other tips or tricks or would like me to make another video about some basic stuff, please let me know in the comments down below. This is a new category of stuff for me, and I've been playing for a while, so I thought there's some information I could share out there. Either way, thank you very much. Hope you had a wonderful time. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, later.